Hey everyone, Jake here for Extreme Terrain, and in this video we're taking a look at the Mammoth Monotube Trail Series front and rear shocks for 0 to 2 inch lifts fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. If you're hitting the trail with your JK, especially if you're planning to lift it a bit, the Mammoth Monotube Trail Series shocks will get you the additional performance and stability you're after without forcing you to spend a small fortune. They're also going to pair well with the stock height or lifted suspension, so they do well in a lot of different applications. When it comes to shocks, there's all kinds of discourse over what is best. And of course, much of that is subjective or really dependent upon how you're using your vehicle. But these Mammoth Trail Series monotubes are a pretty sweet setup. Being monotubes means that they are going to be a bit stiffer than your stock shock absorbers, which will lead to some improvement in handling and dynamics, which is especially important if your Jeep is lifted. Speaking of, it is worth mentioning that these will work on your JK either at stock ride height or anywhere up to a 2-inch lift. Now these will not provide you any additional height on their own, but they will accommodate extra height should you have a lift kit already installed, or if you decide to put one on later, they will be able to accommodate that. Back to that monotube setup though. Now these are oil and gas filled, and they have a larger capacity than your stock shocks, making for better rebound and damping, which again is going to make for more control for you out on the street or trail. Now given their design and the oil/gas filling, they also have much better heat dissipation than stock shocks, and they're much more resistant to cavitation or aeration, so they won't get little bubbles and pockets of air in there, which means that they're going to perform well even in more intense off-road situations like a washboard road. Now this is a full set of shocks, as you can see, meaning that you get 4 in total, 2 for the front, 2 for the rear. So the damping will be well matched on both ends of your rig, making for predictable behavior both on the street or on the trail. Being a monotube shock, these are going to feature large steel outer housings with a nice black powder coat over top to help protect against rust and corrosion. Moving inside, you get a polished hard chrome piston rod with Freudenberg NOK seals and premium ENEOS oil inside. So they're actually a really solid setup, but they don't come with the cost that you might expect. Pricing comes in at about $350 for the set, putting them toward the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to monotube shocks. They're really an affordable upgrade, but you still get all of the benefits of a monotube without paying the big name prices. Installation is going to get a 2 out of 3 on our difficulty meter, and the job should take you about 3 hours to complete. Now these are a straight swap for your stock shock absorbers, so these will bolt right into place with no modifications needed, and they have all the mounting points and some new bushings already included, so it's really just a matter of popping the bolt out and putting these in their place. With that though, let's head on out to the shop and we'll walk you through that process.
For this install, you will need an impact, an extension, 16 and 18 millimeter sockets, 14, 18, and 22 millimeter wrenches, a small pry bar, and also not shown here is a jack and jack stands or a pole jack. What's up guys, today we're going to be doing some shocks on our Wrangler, so let's get started. Alright guys, so we're going to start with our rear shocks, and we've got the vehicle up in the air, we've got the wheels off here, and we're going to go ahead and just throw our pole jack under our differential just for good practice in case we need to move it at all. So we'll go ahead and grab an 18 mil socket on our impact and an 18 mil wrench. We'll go ahead and get this bolt the rest of the way out. And once we have that out, we'll go ahead and work this out of its seat. It may be helpful to grab a small pry bar just to pop this out of that little mounting cradle there. All right, so now we can go ahead and loosen up and remove one of our upper mounting bolts. We're gonna loosen the other one, but keep that in because these are with a slotted mount. So we'll go ahead and grab our 16 mil socket and extension on our impact. Go ahead and run these off. We keep that one loose. Go ahead and remove this one fully. And we can go ahead and remove our shock. Alrighty guys, so now we can go ahead and start removing our front shock, and we're going to start by removing the top mounting nut here. So we'll grab a 14 mil wrench. We're going to push up on our fender liner here. Go ahead and get this going. Now one thing to note here is our nut is actually coming off pretty easily, but a lot of times these tend to get corroded and seized up on our shaft here. So what you can do is they have a little point up top here that you can grab with like some vice grips or an adjustable or something like that. Or if you really don't care to save your shocks, because you're replacing them with new ones, you could grab your vice grips onto the main part of the shaft here and hold that still if your nut starts spinning, but you do want to try to get it off without doing that if possible. Because of how tight this is in here, can't really get anything but a regular wrench on it. You could try a ratcheting wrench. Once you get that loose, we'll go ahead and spin that off. Remove our nut. Now there is a bushing up top here that we're not going to be able to get off until we pull our shock out, so we'll go ahead and do that now. Now we'll go ahead and remove our bottom mounting bolt, again with our 18 mil wrench, an 18 mil socket on our impact. So we'll go ahead and grab our small pry bar again, and just lift up a little bit on this shock. That'll make it very easy for this bolt to come out. Then we can go ahead, get our shock out of its mounting point. Pull that out. And then you don't want to forget that bushing up top that we were talking about. So we'll go ahead and reach in and grab that. Make sure that bushing and our top washer comes out. So now we can get our new front shock installed. So we've got our lower bushing and washer on our shock shaft here. And we've got our upper bushing and washer in our hands. We're going to go ahead and send our shock up into the mounting hole. And we're going to put our new bushing and washer over that, line those up. Get that mounting shaft up through there. Then we're going to grab our new mounting nut. Get that in place. Once we have that started, we'll go ahead and get our lower mounting bolt in first, and then we'll tighten up the top. So now we'll go ahead and install our factory mounting bolt here. Get that all the way through. We install our 18 millimeter nut. Now we can go ahead and tighten this down. So again, we'll use our 18 mil socket and 18 mil wrench. So now we can go ahead and tighten down our top mounting nut using our 22 millimeter wrench. Now once you have this tightened down, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. And always refer to your manufacturer torque spec for all of your hardware. Alrighty guys, so now we can go ahead and begin installing our new shock here. So we're going to hook our top mount onto that bolt that we loosened, just like the factory one. Get that in place. Then we can go ahead and get our other 16 millimeter bolt back in place here. So now that we've got that started, we'll run these up a little bit, but we're not going to fully tighten them down just yet. So again, we'll grab our 16 mil socket and extension on our impact. So we're just going to run them up a bit for now. Okay, and we can go ahead and get our bottom mounting bolt in place. So we may need to push up just a bit on our shock. Go ahead and get this lined up, pop that through, reinstall our 18 millimeter nut. Now we can go ahead and tighten everything down. So we'll grab our 18 mil socket on our impact and our 18 mil wrench. We'll go ahead and tighten these down. We can tighten down our top mounting bolts. Now once you have this side done, you can go ahead and repeat these same steps for the other side, and we'll move on to the front. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our Mammoth Monotube Trail Series front and rear shocks for a 0 to 2 inch lift for your 07 to 18 Jeep Wrangler JK. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Wrangler, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.